Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. Sorry, it's been a while. COVID kept me from posting, but thankfully I'm back on track and so excited to be here again with you all. Delabouche presents the Alleycatz. I was so lucky to have an intimate gig in my own living room. Their harmonies are tight and with incredible vocals, these talented musicians bring so much energy and style to their performances. Watch and listen as we interviewed Phil, Katie and Sean from the band.
1, 2, 3, ooh, you're moving so fast, and I don't think it's right. I'm not giving you my love tonight. Later, hit me tonight, 'cause my feeling is just so right. As we dance by the moonlight, can't you see, you're my daylight. 'Cause boy, I'm all crying out over you. Boy, I'm all crying out over you. My love is your love, and your love is my love. My love is here to stay. Cause you're amazing, just the way you are, the way you are, the way you are, cause you're amazing. Delabouche.
Yeah! Guys, I've laughed so much already. But thank you, honestly, let me just start off with thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking this time out.
Oh,
Being
it's our
here, and
pleasure.
it's so
Yeah,
nice
welcome.
to have you here. Let's start off with the whole basic of who you are. Who you are.
Philly baby, do you want to start?
Well, you've already done it for me. I'm Philly baby, and I'm Phil, and I kind of run the band and organise everything and do all the serious stuff, and let these clowns do their thing.
Clowns. I'm Katie and I'm the lead singer, so I just turn up and sing, look good, or try to look good, that's all I do. And Sean?
I am Sean, and I'm the other singer, so if they need a male singer, then that's when I step in. So, yes. No, Phil we used to be in a band together, doing original stuff, and that's how I know Phil. And me and Phil used to write with Katie together, so that's how us three will know one another.
So how did you originally meet?
It was, well, me and you I think it was an advert you responded to, didn't you?
Yeah, I was looking for a band, and
This was a good few years back.
yeah, years and years ago. What?
2008, I think. 2008, and we were desperately looking for a guitarist, so we just took any old thing off the street. And
It worked out well then,
the
didn't
first
it?
man that come through the door, we're just going to take you.
Yeah.
No, and it was very synchronous the way it all came about, and he don't laugh.
Synchronism?
And Phil responded to this. Ads that we were sticking out everywhere, and I think it was kind of late one night that you see one, and it was on a site you would never ever have looked at.
No,
and,
it took me ages to find a band because I just didn't know any other musicians really, so I was just applying to everything I could, and then it just so happened that one came up. I thought, well, that sounds quite good. Give them a shot, I'll give them a shout, and then they got back to me, and then I just come down to rehearsal once tonight, and then
didn't
the rest
look,
is history.
didn't look back, did we, mate? And then we stopped doing the band in 2012, and then how did you guys actually initially get in touch with it through Adam?
So I had a manager that I was working with at the time for my original project, and I was like, I need a band because I wanted to go on a mini tour of London.
Yeah.
And Adam, my manager at the time, knew Phil, and then we started to do a little bit of writing together, and then needed the band, so then that's how we ended up working together because we got Sean on board to do writing and stuff. So that was it, and then the rest is history. Now we're the Alleycatz. So,
Alleycatz.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been how many years now? Has it been since I've known you?
That's got to be coming up 10 years, has to be.
Yeah, well,
Because you were 18, right?
17,
I'm
18.
just turned 17. Girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Pink hair, all sorts.
I had pink hair, yeah, and
Like candy floss.
it was
yeah,
like
it was
candy
candy
floss.
floss pink.
Yeah, because I remember telling Phil that I was having an 18th birthday party. And I was having a drag queen and I was living my best life, yeah. And then that was it, we just kept writing and then we were doing original stuff and then we just did the covers and then we do loads of different corporate events now, so that's just, well, we do everything, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just how it's gone.
Yeah.
And
Where
the time
can
has
you
flown.
find all your bits and bobs social, all that stuff? Is it
No, so on social media we
Yeah.
are, okay, plugging it.
Yeah.
We are, yeah, on Instagram. So Instagram we have the Alleycatz with a Z _. And that's on Instagram, and so you can see little footage and bits like that. But obviously on YouTube we're the Alleycatz as well. But I'm sure everything will be under the video.
You are.
Yeah.
I got you, girl.
Subscribe.
I got you.
And it's picked up really quick as well, relatively speaking, because I know, you know,
Yeah.
we stopped doing the writing probably, 2015, something like that, 2016.
Mhm.
And I kind of, next thing I knew, Phil was like, you know, really want to make a fist of doing my, you know, getting something up and running as a regular gigging, because we used to do covers gigs just to supplement
Yeah,
what we were
like the
doing, original stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's obviously always a market for that thing. There's always weddings, there's always bar mitzvahs, corporate, you name it. So, yeah, and I remember thinking if anyone could do it, it would be Phil, purely because of his organisational skills, let alone his talent. But no, he's, you know, fantastic at organising, just getting his head down and stuff. And then kind of didn't seem to take very long. And then Phil said to me, "Oh look, you know, if we need a male singer, would you be up for doing it?" So I was like, "Yeah, of course." And obviously I knew Katie was on board and how great a singer she is. And very quickly it just seemed to blow up, particularly, you know, from looking from the outside in. And
I think it was just one of them steps that you just had to take. Like, if you're going to do it,
you
just
have
got to do it.
take the plunge
Gotta go
properly.
on,
Yeah, you know, get all the PA and get. I think you bought a van.
Yeah,
to
that's
to
right,
make sure
yeah.
you got a
Fully commit to the cause.
fully commit to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
You did that,
otherwise
yeah.
it was just going to be, oh, we'll do that one day.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know, we've been saying that for
Yeah.
how many years? You know, so I just thought, you know, let's just get it done. Got a proper video done, and it kind of took off from there. It was
Yeah,
quite
it did.
quick.
I was
And we
really
started to get
surprised.
booked up
Yeah.
pretty quick. And I think probably within the first year of doing that, just getting a video, I think we got booked up nearly every weekend for the year.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of snowballed from that, really.
I think since we did that promo, the first promo video in the van when we were freezing
Oh,
cold,
yeah.
which was great fun. I think that was when we realised, okay, we can take this serious.
Yes, definitely.
It was every weekend booking for me. I was like, oh my god, this is our job. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And it
And
doesn't
then-
even feel like you're working because it's what you love to do, right?
No, it's a lot of, particularly for yourself. It's a
I
lot
think for
of,
Phil, there's a
it's
lot
a lot
of
of
organising.
Yeah.
a lot of lugging
The equipment
around, and I don't
Liaising
think people.
with
So he does all the work, that's what you're trying to say.
I mean, we've been here for what, nearly 4 hours, and you've seen what happens.
Yes,
when I leave these
I
things
know,
here.
I've been here 4 hours and just like, no.
Yeah, and literally nothing happens if I leave these things to it. So yeah,
Sorry.
but it's. I
But that's
think,
musicians for you.
yeah,
Yes.
but what we've always said, that I think in any band you always need one person to kind of take
Drive it.
control.
Yeah.
Because if you all sort of say, oh, you know, we'll all chip in, it
It
just
never
falls
works.
apart.
Yeah.
You need someone driving it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just happened to be me on this occasion.
Absolutely, mate. No, you're
Yeah.
right.
So with all manic panic stations and you're the one grounding everybody,
Yeah.
is there anything you do individually to kind of, you know, can I imagine that when it goes back to normal, let's say, you're going to have all your gigs and everything going on, is there anything that just kind of makes you feel like yourself? Like, is there a ritual or kind of routine that you might do for yourself with all the busyness? So, for example, I have a bath, let's say, or I might just meditate, or, you know, anything that I choose to do that makes me feel like me, get my hair done, nails done, whatever it is. Is there something you all do individually?
You like
that
on the
kinda-
gig day? Or
No,
just
I
in
just
general?
feel in general, just to kind of keep up with the busy schedule that you guys have.
Well, in terms of a gig day, I know I do say like, oh, I've got to just turn up and sing.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm the one who has to get ready. And you know what girls are like? We've got to do the hair, the makeup,
Yeah.
and then you've got to kind of get your outfit together, and it seems so trivial.
It's not at all.
Because Phil's got to do all the heavy lifting and all the work, but by the time, like, so basically...
Yeah, it's not just turning up, is it? And
No, and we all have to drive there to the venue, and so for me, just like, I know I've got to set myself 2 to 3 hours before even setting off to go and get to, say, Phil in the car, and we'll drive together or in the van at the time. So I just, my ritual is just playing the music, listening to the music, or listening to the first dance.
First dance songs. That is, can be...
Listen to the first dance, or
prepare
put the
yourself
music
mentally.
on.
Yeah,
Get my outfit ready and think, right, I'm going to just have a sing song just to warm up the voice, even though I'll be chatting all the way to the gig. And then, so it's like, for me, it's just getting ready, I just get in the zone. But that's like 3 hours before I've even got in the car to get on the way to the
music's
gig.
the easiest part.
The music
That's
is the easiest
yeah,
part. The
it is the easiest
performance.
part. Performing
2-3 hours that we do, that's the easiest bit. But it's the everything else that people don't realise, which is
the work that goes into it.
Well, yeah,
travelling
for me, it starts
in the morning.
Well, yeah, probably
From
2
night
days.
before,
Probably 2 days before, because I have to remind
Making
everyone
sure
where
they're
it
in
is.
check as well.
100%. I have to say, is everyone
Yeah.
okay for the gig?
Yeah.
Have you all sorted out travel?
Exactly.
Who's going with who?
Yeah.
Have you learnt the first dance?
Yeah.
Or if you haven't, have a listen to it quickly.
Yeah.
And then obviously speaking to the client and then the venue, possibly signing contracts and then any venue like.
Do they have a sound limit?
Do they have sound limiter? What time we start, time we finish, we getting fed. And then I've got to think about the travel, how long is it going to take me? So then in the morning I'm like, okay, I've got better check if there's any accidents or anything on the M25.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. So yeah, it's a good couple
So you're
of
the
days.
glue, that's what I'm trying
Yeah.
You're the glue
Oh,
that keeps us
for
all
sure.
together.
Yeah.
In terms of ritual, I don't think Phil gets a
Yeah,
chance
he
to
doesn't
do
have
it.
time to do it.
Not on the day.
Oh
Not
no,
on the
definitely
day.
on the day. My ritual was just ironing my shirt.
Rituals keeping everyone in check.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. That's about it.
I think once we're there and once we're set up, and then everyone feels, especially Phil, feels a bit more relaxed, then that's when we can kind of just have fun and chill for a bit until you perform, because the performing is the fun
It's great,
part.
isn't it? Once you're up there doing it,
Yeah.
you feed off of
And
everyone
especially
else.
when we're friends first and foremost, that is just
Yeah, 'cause that
it's
is it, isn't it?
hilarious.
You're up there and you're feeding directly off of what you're getting from them.
Yeah.
And that's always been, even when we were doing the original stuff, that's always the best bit of, because you do God knows how many rehearsals over your lifetime, and they become just one after the other.
And also when you're playing the same set, now we have a repertoire of hundreds of songs. Like you can choose any song, like and Phil will definitely know it. And and so we have that many songs to choose from as well. So it's like
Covers all demographics, don't it?
Yeah. So it's just like
So you do a lot of covers, but do you actually perform any of your original songs too, or
Not
just
for
more
the-
of the covers?
Well, we could slip one in there. I
Yeah.
don't think at the wedding they would notice, to be fair, or at the party.
Yeah, sometimes because I put like DJ music on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will pop on like
Yeah.
something that we've recorded,
Okay.
and I'll just slip it in there, see what the reaction is and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do it at the next gig. Like,
And no one ever notices either.
No, they
no
don't,
one
no.
says anything, do they?
No.
So that good, guys. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. You are, and that's from me. I love
That's
them.
sweet, babe.
They're the greatest.
Cheers, lovely.
I'm not just saying that 'cause they did my
Yeah.
jingle, but
oh yeah.
I am. Oh, you did my jingle. Thank you so much, guys. Again.
You did, actually.
You did. Have you got anything coming up? Have you booked anything? Have they allowed you to book anything?
There's a backlog, isn't there, because of
Obviously the
what's gone on the
pandemic,
last
yeah.
year and 3 months.
Yeah, we had.
Oh yeah.
You'd be best placed, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mate. You know exactly
Yeah.
what's coming up.
Well, we're quite lucky really, because I'd say probably 90% of our bookings from last year just got moved to this year. So fortunately, with everything being okay, we've probably got about 45 gigs from now till Christmas, I'd say.
Great.
So
Which
we're
is
booked
good.
up.
Yeah,
Amazing. Every
6
weekend.
months, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we're in quite a fortunate position because there's loads of other bands that have lost a lot of work and bookings and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. Been
Well,
really
I
lucky.
remember last year, the last one I did would have been that Peugeot, the gig we did for Peugeot. And that was in February. And we had, I think at that point, we had 42 gigs lined up for the rest of that year at that point. So, so you can see how obviously that spilled over and then some into the last 6 months.
So
of
you're
this year.
busy,
Busy,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's,
which is good.
it's snowballing really nicely, and obviously we're doing something right. So
You are.
you know,
You're doing
it's,
a good job.
It's just, yeah, it's all about the
It's a great
customer,
job,
isn't it?
Shaz.
You know, as long as
It is all about, because at the end of the day as well, when we do our gigs, we're not like promoting for the next gig,
No.
because it's all,
no, you're not. It's funny.
it's
people
just
probably-
word of mouth more than
Yeah.
anything, because
Mm.
like, it would be so great to go, oh, so where's all your stuff? And it's like, well, we're so live first and foremost, and I know in like the age of, you know, social media,
Yeah,
digital
yeah.
streaming services, technically that is the next thing we're going to do though, Phil. Get Alleycatz and get it up on Spotify.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
because people
yeah.
like different live versions
Yes.
of songs and old school
Mm.
songs, I definitely think that will be
Yeah.
nice.
I'd love to hear that from you guys.
You know what I mean?
Because even you freestyling and just hearing it just here
For 3 hours.
for 3 hours,
3 hours.
a long time.
Especially in
But I
France.
could do another 3 hours. No, literally. Good. It's just I love hearing live music.
That's
and just
that's what I
you know
mean.
the improvisation of what you guys come out with is just like
Yeah, and I think live you really you underestimate. I mean, me and Phil have spoken about this as a musician. I don't know, you know, how many musicians feel this way, but I know we've spoken about it in the past. In that going to gigs for me, there's not that much of a buzz,
yeah.
but you realise how much there is for people who aren't musicians.
Yeah,
Because there's a certain magic about
of
it.
course.
You know, how are they doing it? What are they, you know,
Mm.
how long's that to go into learning that craft and stuff? And there's a magic from our end, seeing the happiness it puts
Of
into
course.
a gathering. When you're doing a wedding or you're doing someone's special day,
Mm.
there's you kind of underestimate just how much you contribute to the day until people come up to you
Yeah.
afterwards.
Especially singing the first dance.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh
We're
my
forever
gosh.
part of their life, aren't you?
Yeah,
in a
it's so
sense.
crazy.
It is.
And we do a lot of different types of weddings, but we do get a lot of weddings. So you would think like, oh, okay, it's another wedding or it's another. But actually, when you get those little moments where I get to sing the first dance, it's quite,
Yeah.
it's
very
special,
Especially
isn't it?
special,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
You know, and then you feel privileged because.
And at the end of the night, you get the mum and the dad come up to say, "Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much." You know,
Yeah.
you've really
That's
made the day.
lovely.
Yeah, so there's an absolute. It's more than a job at that point.
Yeah.
There's a real satisfaction you
Yeah.
kind of come away with, and you think,
Mm.
not only have we had a great night, but
You're on a
obviously,
high, aren't you?
Yeah,
You love
definitely.
Yeah.
the energy, the buzz.
Yeah.
That's why if we're getting in at 3 in the morning, I'm definitely not sleeping at 3. I'm adrenaline.
Yeah, it's
stuck.
true.
I'm going
Yeah.
to bed. I'm sleeping at 4.
I get asked that a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, can
Yeah.
you sleep as soon as you get in, and you
No.
can't.
I,
can't.
you can't
Yeah.
because you're just on such a high.
Yeah, because it's your passion. It's your passion.
Yeah,
Living
and you're-
your passion. And
Yeah.
If you're, especially when you're getting it back, you're buzzing off of the
Of
audience
course.
and vice versa.
Of
And
course, yeah.
what's nice is with what we do, and also because we've got it's quite eclectic, the band, really, isn't it? When you think of what
Yeah.
Jerome does, what Ewan does, what Josh, they're all, your musical styles are probably different in terms of what you've grown up with, and
Yeah.
but there's a real
Yeah.
nice. It allows everyone to bring something different to the band that kind of you all introduce different stuff to each other,
Yeah.
Definitely.
and then depending on what your audience is like, you can gauge. Oh, this might be a good time to bring out a garage set out, or
Do the old school soulful stuff.
you got it,
Yeah.
yeah. So all
Or
of,
the Motown stuff. Yeah.
and that's what's nice. We've got that.
So it's always different.
Yeah, we've got that license to think on our feet a little bit and
Yeah.
think, right, what are people up for it? What do they really fancy? I think it just enables you to tune into the audience that much more and the client.
And I think that's a bit of an art in itself because there are a lot of bands who kind of, everyone does it in their own way, but a lot of bands do have like a set
Rigid.
list. And
Yeah.
it's like, we do
Stick
that,
to it
that,
and
that,
that's
and yeah, that is
I
it.
don't ask for anything else outside of that.
Yeah, and they don't necessarily read the audience and what they're, enjoying and stuff. So
Yeah.
even that in itself, thinking, okay, I've got that next on this, but actually let's jump to something else in the
Yeah.
style we've just
Scrap that,
done
we'll do
because
another one. That's,
they were
Yeah.
loving that. So let's continue in that vein and then change it a couple of songs later.
Just gauging what's
Yeah, and it's
works.
actually an art to in
Yeah,
itself
I think so.
because
Yeah.
Especially nowadays when you get bands, or if I was if I was a deputy singer, so if there was a band that going, oh, Katie, we need someone for tonight, this is the set list or whatever, which I don't do because I'm really with the Alleycatz, by the way. But as an example, they'd be like, this is the set list, and then if I was to sing and I'm thinking, oh, the next one we've got coming up is just not, it's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
They're probably, oh no, keep going because it's like medleys and mashing songs together and it's just like too much. I think that's what does make us different is because we just go with whatever the audience is going or
definitely.
whatever they're feeling.
Yeah.
But I think that's always how I've performed anyway. Like
Yeah,
even
yeah.
doing like my first gigs when I was 13 or 14, just me and my little guitar. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I've always.
I think people appreciate that more as well. I think
Yeah.
they like that fluidity and that ability to just be like,
That
oh, yeah,
interaction,
we can do that for you.
Because it's not forced then,
Yeah.
is it?
Definitely.
It's not a forced situation. You've
Yeah.
come, like you said,
Natural.
okay, another wedding. Like,
Mm.
oh, but
Well,
you're
that's what
enjoying
makes
it
it
and you can
different.
see,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
see that you guys are actually enjoying yourselves.
No, thank
And
you.
they'll feed off that and they'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I'm
And
going
I
to enjoy
think
myself too.
Yeah, and I think that's another important factor in what we do is that we don't actually do, and that sounds weird, but we don't do songs that people like.
Okay.
I know that sounds weird, but like we don't do like the obvious wedding
Oh,
band
okay.
stuff.
Stereotypical
Yeah, yeah.
wedding
Do
songs.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
obviously they do like the stuff we do,
Yeah.
but it's not just obvious wedding band material.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in fact, we try to avoid that because
That's what makes us
that's
different.
what
Because
makes
everyone
us
else is
different.
doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's do a garage
Because
set. Let's do
but-
R&B, cool 90s medley
Yeah.
in there. Like,
Yeah.
why not? I think that's.
Because the people
For
see
this
that
one.
we're not enjoying it, so
Yeah.
you can cut.
Okay.
You know,
You
even
can
though they
always-
might dance around.
And you
but
can always tell when someone's not
Always
enjoying
tell when
it.
a band's
Yeah.
not are just going
Yeah.
through the motions, just playing
Mm.
it.
exactly.
Or just like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
because I'll be honest, sometimes when you're used to singing as a singer that much of the same set,
Yeah.
I could be singing and having the microphone here but actually thinking, oh, what's going on over there? Do you know what I mean?
It's very
Like,
easy
oh,
to
what's
switch
going-
off, isn't it?
Yeah, very easy without you're just on autopilot. So I'm
Mm.
belting a note out, or we are family. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, what time we finish it? Oh, like,
Yeah.
what's the next song? So it's just like it's
Of
very easy
course.
to switch off and to have a different set list is always the best thing. I
Mm.
think
Mm.
feeding off the audience. But I think that's why for me it was really difficult during the pandemic, because I know. Shall not be
That
named.
dirty word.
What was that?
Because I missed that interaction. Like
I
it's
think
all
a
well
lot
and
of
good
people did,
performing.
didn't it? That was going to be my next question. How you've coped during the pandemic?
The P word.
COVID. How have you coped? How have you coped with it? Because obviously it's just been like dead.
I must admit, there was a big part of me did actually quite enjoy the break because I think leading
Especially
up.
for you with all that
Yeah,
you
I
do.
think leading up to
Yeah,
that, it was
exactly.
we had done quite a lot, like especially over Christmas and stuff.
We always get really busy.
We got really busy and we did a lot of gigs, and like to the point where your voice was like nearly completely gone. And then even coming out into like February and March and stuff, it was like it still carried on, which is
Yeah.
quite rare.
Yeah,
'Cause
Jan and
usually
Feb.
January and February are like dead
Yeah,
months,
but
but we had like every weekend.
I remember, yeah.
So it was really lucky, but at that point it was like I could do with a little bit of a break. I mean, I wasn't expecting a whole 14 months, but at the same time it was quite nice because I got to do other stuff. You know, I built a little home studio and done loads of
Yeah.
writing, recording.
Yeah.
So that was quite good.
Yeah, see, I had that mentality, but not at first. At first, I was like, oh my god, are you not swear?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, oh shit. But I was like, oh shit, what am I
I'll
gonna
put
do?
in your Delabouche. in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I actually really, like, honestly, I struggled with it, I think, at first. In fact, well, I think the whole of it, it was the uncertainty and
Yeah.
the not knowing. Even though now, you know, we have all the gigs that were cancelled or rescheduled, we have them back. But at first, for me, I was like, oh my god, am I going to ever perform again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was really feeling like that.
I don't
at
think you're the
first.
only one that probably felt like that. I think there was a lot of people
Yeah,
that
to
did.
the point where I was really second guessing. Oh, what is the the horrible where it's like
Yeah.
retrain? What would I do? What can I fall back on? I can't.
Yeah.
So I definitely missed the audience interaction and the performing,
Yeah.
the performing element. But then once we kind of got used to the idea of okay, this is it for now. This is just the reality for now. Then it forced me to kind of get into my home recording. So I had my own recording set up, and Phil helped me with my speakers, and
Nice.
hence I could record things like
Yes.
Delabouche, Delabouche.
Love it.
So at first it was awful for me, but then it kind of turned out well.
I think one thing that's come out of it though is you know how much people are chomping at the bit to see live music again.
Yeah.
So I think that's been
Definitely.
a nice. That's definitely been in my this year in the back of my mind of how good it's going to be
When
having
you go
that.
back.
Yeah, having those
Anyway.
audiences in front of you because you know they've been so starved of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna, you know, what often would happen in gigs is probably first set you'd find it's like a warming up set, and then second set's where you really ramp it up a gear because obviously people have had a bit more of a drink and you know loosened up a bit. Everyone's arrived by that point. And
Yeah.
Whereas I feel this time round, that's probably going to happen a bit earlier in the set.
Well, it does. We've had
Yeah.
a few gigs, and it's
People are just going to get a little bit, they're just going to be so up for it,
Yeah.
where it's going to be early doors, straight in, and, from the minute you start playing to the encore, there's no let up in how much people are kind of getting
I
involved.
think people were maybe taking live music for granted or not appreciating live music as
Yeah.
much,
Definitely.
really, until
We just don't think anything like that's ever going to come along and,
exactly
No.
because you don't
and
realise.
take it away. So
Yeah, but even for us with the gigs, even thinking, oh, it's going to be a 2.5 hour drive,
Yeah.
or it's going to be a hard setup or a hard loading or whatever, and then actually that you kind of just get used to it. Like you
Yeah, of
feel like,
course.
oh, I'm never going to complain about that again because I
Yeah.
missed it so much.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Yeah.
going to complain about setting
Oh,
up.
gosh, no.
The actual performing for 3 hours and my voice being like push to its
Yeah.
limits. I'm not going to complain, and I feel like the audience feel like that. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah.
Well, like saying that would give us another 5 gigs and that's it. Oh, can't deal with another loading.
Oh,
I
great,
can't deal
this
with another
again.
setup. Yeah. We'll
All on Phil's shoulders.
Yeah, not so stretched now.
Take everyone on its
So back to the question of what do you do to stay sane?
Yeah. Well, these have all got families
I
and
know.
babies now, so
Yeah.
there's any time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no time to stay
No time.
calm and sane.
Don't have time for it.
No.
So that was the answer to the question.
Yeah,
no time.
No time.
There's no time.
Really,
Oh,
I
wow.
reckon
I was like,
actually, no, I
Actually,
don't
no,
actually
so.
do anything.
Yeah, did George come during the pandemic?
yeah,
Yeah, so
Oh.
yeah.
Philly
Nine-
COVID baby.
9 months ago,
baby.
yeah.
Was it 9 months?
9 months, yeah.
Aw.
9 months, long enough for another one.
Guys, again, thank you so much for doing this. I'm so grateful. This is the fun part where I do the shout out section. So, is there anyone in particular that you would like to shout out? Too many people, but
The rest of the band.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought them.
Easily forgotten.
Shout out to our keys player Jerome, our drummer Josh, and our bass player Ewan. We do have a lot of depths. Shout out to all you lot, because we love you as well. We have quite a good Alley family.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do actually. Yeah, it's...
We'll have to try and get another Alleycatz Christmas do on the go, won't we?
Yeah.
I'll try and get one in every year.
Alleycatz Christmas staff party.
It's Christmas stuff because we don't get a staff party.
Oh.
Yeah,
We've been performing at the staff
We were
party.
at a staff party,
so-
so-
This is true.
Yeah.
I want to do a shout out to Phil. Hi, Phil.
Yeah.
Hi, Philly.
Who you shout out?
Who you shouting out?
I don't know anyone else, so that's.
Oh, bless him.
Bex.
Oh yeah, Bex.
Is it? Oh, yeah, but I'll see her.
Oh yeah, my wife.
Who's Bex?
I'll see
then?
her. Yes, the wife and kids love you all.
I just say it's the worst shout out section
Oh,
I've ever had
absolutely.
on the show.
Yeah, shout out to our keys player Jerome. Shout out to Ewan on the bass, and shout out to our drummer Josh.
Hey, boys.
You don't understand.
Hello. Hello, boys.
So guys, just obviously we've got future events happening. Where can we find out? Obviously, where to book you guys? What kind of events do you do? Explain the ringleader.
So.
You guys, yeah.
We tasted that.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of public gigs coming up at the Windmill in Clapham. So that is the 21st of August and the 29th of August.
So, cut a long story short, I had COVID, couldn't post this, and now these gigs are in the past. But the good news is they perform at the Windmill regularly.
So the Windmill is a pub in Clapham, pretty much on bang on Clapham Common.
Okay.
You just come along. I don't think you have to book by that point, so you just come down and check us out. It's a free gig.
Yeah, it's free. It's good vibe.
It is. It's a great gig
It's
actually.
like an outside. We
Especially
have an
if you've got the
outside
weather,
area.
Yeah, but it's probably one of the only public gigs we do regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
So-
normally have a lot of private functions,
Mm.
corporate weddings. That's the type of thing we do. We've done
Mm.
garden parties.
Garden party.
Peugeot,
Yeah,
Ted
sure, yeah,
Baker,
corporate
name
gigs.
drop I am.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, but yeah, it is. It's anything and everything, really.
Yeah.
You know, if we can do it, we will.
Mm.
So
So you can just get us on the website.
What's the favourite song to play? Is there one that you guys have?
it's probably encores, really, isn't it? Anything that's like proper. But
I have
definitely
random
one for
ones.
maybe.
Ain't Nobody.
Ain't Nobody. Definitely up there for me.
Nice.
Because you just, it's one of those you can,
Yeah.
God willing, you
Yeah.
cannot go wrong with. The minute you,
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, that. Titanium's normally a pretty good one to do.
But that's not my favourite of mine to sing though. Not because it's
What's
so.
your favourite of yours to sing?
Oh, how about the one,
I like Shackles and I love.
do you remember that?
Oh, Shackles. Yeah. Mary Mary. Yeah.
That's it.
Mary Mary.
Just
Yeah.
wanna praise you. I just wanna praise you.
Yeah, that one, and I like.
And all around my
And I just what's another favourite one that I like to sing? Somebody else's guy. That's
Oh, that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, that.
because the intro
Yeah.
I get to let rip.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you,
You're
thank you,
welcome.
thank you, thank you.
Delabouche.
Period.
Oh, honestly, guys, it's been a blast. Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
having us.
You were
It's
all
lovely.
very
Thank
blessed.
you.
Delabouche presents the Alleycatz. I hope you enjoyed the performance just as much as I did.
Oh yeah. That's a tune. Do you remember that name?
This episode's supporting local business is Hungry Buddhas, an Afro-Asian takeaway based in North London. So yummy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and leave a comment on what your favourite song was on today's episode. Dream, inspire, empower, and go and elevate. Thank you, and see you on the next show.